Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with some more Skull Merchant content, but today we're going to be going over some quick tips while playing the Skull Merchant. I get a couple comments asking me if I'm ever going to do tips or if I have any tips while playing Skull Merchant, so I figured I would just make it to a video. So here we go. First things first, keep an eye on your drones. It is very important to know what's going on with your drones. You gotta know when it's in stealth mode, you gotta know when it's in scouting mode, and you gotta know when they are deactivated by survivors. An easy way to tell when it is in stealth mode, the aura is white and it's kind of floating, kind of mid-level, and then it's not showing its beams. In scouting mode, it's floating mid-level. It's yellow. The aura is yellow, I'm sorry. And you can see the beams. When it's deactivated, and I will note that right now her drones are bugged. So sometimes when they get deactivated, they're on the floor. Which, that is a bug. Hopefully behavior fix that at some point, but who knows. But when they are deactivated, usually they float higher. And you can see sparks flying off of them. And they're also, the aura turns white once more. But keeping an eye on your drones will let you know if, they're not getting scanned at all. If survivors aren't getting scanned, then it'll give you a general idea of where survivors may be. Put your drones down in high traffic areas. High traffic areas such as shack, main building, or just places where survivors normally tend to rotate to around maps, like in really good loops and whatnot. That way survivors will most likely run into your drones, and you can try to place them like in areas like behind structures and whatnot, so that they don't actually see your drones or the beams initially, so then they have a higher chance of getting scanned. Try to keep 1 to 2 drones for chase so that you can use them for loops and whatnot. And also, don't feel the need to throw every single one of your drones down. You don't need to have every single one of Skull Merchant's drones down in order for her power to be effective. And never ever waste time to go out of your way to go place drones in, spots that you'd like them to have, or like to have them in. I'm sorry. Because time is everything in Dead by Daylight. So if you go leave a chase, or don't initiate, like if you see a survivor at the start of the game, let's just say you have corrupt intervention, lethal pursuer, and you just want to go place your drones down at the start of the game. I mean, I guess you could do that, but like I said, time is kind of everything. So if you see a survivor and choose to go place a drone across the map instead of chasing that survivor, you're wasting time. So don't feel the need, and this is my opinion, this is my personal opinion, but don't feel the need to just go place all your drones down and waste time, walk across the map instead of just letting the game flow. And if you're in that area, if you have time to place the drone, then place the drone. Just never try not to go out of your way unless you have the time to just go place a drone. When a survivor has 2 scans and you really want that third one, I know it would be juicy, and I know it would be nice to get that third scan and have them get a claw trap, but sometimes survivors know what you're up to. So don't waste too much time trying to get that third scan, because if a smart survivor, a good survivor knows what you're doing, they're going to do everything in their power to prevent you from getting that third scan and waste as much time as possible. So if a survivor is doing that, just M1 them. Don't waste your time. There's still benefits with M1ing survivors, I guess, depending on the build you're running, but sometimes survivors will prevent you from getting that third scan at all possible chances. So if it's a better idea, if you're wasting too much time, just M1 them. And not to mention, survivors will end up getting claw traps without you even trying. Like, survivors, in my games, most of the time I'm across the map and survivors are getting claw traps. Like, I'm not doing, like, you know, I'm not forcing anything upon them. They're just getting claw traps while I'm in a whole nother chase. While I'm across the map doing whatever I'm doing, they're getting claw traps because they're just walking into my drones. So don't ever feel like you need to get that third scan. Don't ever feel like you need to get them to have a claw trap. You don't, because it will happen organically throughout the match as long as there are drones on the map somewhere else, you know? Skull Merchant is very, very dangerous when it comes to the basement. Just like Trapper or Hag, she can fuck some survivors up. You can place a drone at the bottom of the stairs, and then you can place a drone at the top of the stairs, and what are the survivors going to do? Maybe they avoid them. You know, they crouch them going into the basement, and then what do they do when they got to come back out? They're probably going to run. They're going to book it so they can get the fuck out of the basement as fast as they can. So they're probably going to get scanned. And you can, if you feel like, you can place some drones outside of the shack just to do some overkill if you like, but I personally don't think you need to. The one at the top of the stairs, one at the bottom, normally does a trick, and it'll get you a lot of value. But Skull Merchant, Basement Skull Merchant is very dangerous. Now I'd like to go over a couple of Skull Merchant's best maps, in my opinion. At least these are the maps that I normally excel at when I'm playing Skull Merchant. And personally, I do believe Skull Merchant is really good on like tight corridor maps, you know, indoor maps, because obviously she's a bit of a stealth killer, and obviously her drones, you know, hitting, like being able to hit almost every single part of a hallway, is really good for her. So I'd say definitely Raccoon City Police Departments. These are just perfect for her. Like, I don't think I probably only lost one game with Skull Merchant on RPD. Very good for her. Midwich, definitely another map. Again, I don't think I've ever lost a Midwich Elementary School match with Skull Merchant because they're just really fucking good on her. Dead Dog Saloon, again, another really good map for Skull Merchant. Putting her drones on main building and all the platform generators, or at least where the hangman one. That area really fucking good. Obviously Hawkins, really good. Tight corridors, like she can just, like, again, throwing up drones, you know, having stealth, like, really good. Let's see. Also Sanctum of Wrath, surprisingly. Sanctum of Wrath, I feel like, I mean, I have definitely tough games, but I feel like it's a really good map for her. I think that middle part of the map where she can just kind of throw a couple of drones up around there, and then obviously the surrounding area, I think personally for me, really good. I think that might be it. The game. How can I forget the Gideon Meat Plant? Really, really good. And that sounds crazy because it's definitely a survivor started map with all the pallets. But man, oh man, this map for Skull Merchant is absolutely devious with the right builds. Let me tell you, and the right drone placements. I'm telling you, this map is a Skull Merchant map. That might be it. Father Campbell's Chapel is not too bad, I would say. I want to say Treatment Theater because it is an indoor map, but I feel like it's such a weird indoor map. I feel like I struggle on this map too. Not really sure though. I'll say it's probably in between, but I do believe that might be it in my personal opinion. Maybe Torment Creek actually Torment Creek is actually really good too, I think. It's kind of I think it's a little bit of a larger map, but it's still the main building on this map is really good for Skull Merchant because there's so many fucking holes in it. So obviously her drones are just, it can still hit you. So yeah, I think this map is really good too. But other than that, I think that might be it. Obviously there's still like Cold Tower is a really good, like, just map in general. I think it's probably one of the more balanced maps in the game. But personally for like Skull Merchant, I think those are probably the only maps that are like her sided, you know, Skull Merchant sided. But yeah, there's that. And here are a couple perks that I personally think are really good for Skull Merchant. We have Alien Instinct, we have Bamboozle, we have Brutal Strength, we have Dark Devotion, one of my personal favorites. Same with Brutal. Sorry for the dogs. Of course, they want to start barking. Pop Goes the Weasel, Gearhead, Hysteria, Dissolution. I would also like to note a lot of the Hex totems are very good. We have Devour Hope. I mean, probably Crowd Control too. Blood Favor. Let's see. Face of Darkness probably isn't terrible either. Pentimento. Ruin. I mean, why not? Retribution, right? Plaything. Undying. Let's see. Save the Best for Last. Really fucking good for Skull Merchant. Rapid Brutality. Really fucking good for Skull Merchant. Surveillance. Sloppy Butcher. I only have 3 slots, so I gotta go through. I mean, Ultimate Weapon's just kind of Ultimate Weapon, right? Superior Anatomy is also really good. Anything vaulting wise is probably really good for Skull Merchant. Yeah. So I mean, those are that's my opinion. I think all those perks are pretty decent on Skull Merchant. I'm sure there's some that I missed. But these are my personal opinions. So there's that. But yeah, these were my quick tips for the Skull Merchant. I hope these tips help you. I hope they make you want to indulge with Skull Merchant a little bit more, dabble with her a little bit more. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and see you next time for the next Dead by Daylight video, and I will see you guys on the next one.